Hey guys, hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy is back with another subreddit video, and I'm super excited to do this one because I haven't done it in a while, and also you guys seem to love it. It's gonna be r/BadWomensAnatomy. If you're new to this subreddit, this one is very similar to Not How Girls Work, but it's a lot more silly and a little bit more NSFW, and so for that reason, I will be blurring some of these stories. I'll probably start to blur them from the beginning and then kind of like work my way in to see what's safe and what's not, just because I got to be very safe with YouTube. But with that being said, if you guys enjoy content like this, we do it every single day on my channel. So make sure you guys stay tuned by hitting the subscribe and the notification bell. And also hit the like and comment section down below as it helps out the algorithm. And I love engaging with your guys' content. And if you guys do want to see some extended exclusive content, I have a Patreon. It's gonna be the first link in the description box down below, and we won't have to blur anything there. But with that being said, let's get into Bad Women's Anatomy. Also, hope you guys are having a magnificent week so far. Random note. All right, I'm gonna start everything with blurred. So, all right, and then I will see if we can talk about this. So the subject says, I hate how IG is filled with these type of videos. Okay, I think this is safe. All right, so it has every, so this is a IG reel and it's screenshots from it. And we have every pothole starts when it's small. Of course, this is going to reference women. After many cars run through it, it grows. Then suddenly the cars start to avoid it. And although that is how potholes can work, that is not how the women's anatomy works. And I've learned even more through making videos like this one and Not How Girls Work, that it really isn't how it works, even after pregnancy and everything, because a girl's like area is kind of just what it is. There's not many big things that can change it permanently. It's like most of the time it will go back to normal. So it's like to think that people would affect someone's body permanently in that way is pretty goofy. Sorry for me treading very lightly on the topic. Don't want YouTube pinning me, you know? But let's read the comments here. Women are holes in the pavement that can easily be fixed when the government provides the money and resources. So, so does that mean a sugar daddy can turn it back to normal? Yeah, the government should pay them all. Dude, that's true. Why are we using potholes to compare to women? This is so silly, dude. I mean, I commend the goofiness of this, but at the same time, it's just so inaccurate. This one says, every shock absorber starts big and hard. After it goes through many potholes, it gets worn out and becomes soft and gets compressed. Eventually, you'll have to throw it away and get a new one, and you should avoid a car that has gone through too many potholes too, because the suspension is already busted. Oh, that's actually, what a turnaround. Uno reverse card it. If you guys didn't get it, they're referencing the opposite side of it being the male side in comparison. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one blurred, but I'm gonna read it for you guys. So my 75-year-old dad bought alcohol wipes for my 10-year-old daughter's infection. You guys can fill in the blanks on what infection she had. It starts with a Y. My dad has raised 2 daughters into adulthood, including myself, and he was married to my mom until she passed in 2005. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. On weekends, when both me and my dad, co-parenting, are working, my dad offers to babysit my 10-year-old twin daughters, L and M. That's actually really sweet. And you know what? Before we, give this guy crap or anything, I do want to acknowledge that it's nice that he's still helping co-parent and everything like that. And even though some guys are completely clueless as to how women work, I always commend those that at least try. And we're stupid. Not all of us, but some of us can be a little dumb. I mean, I know some girls can be dumb towards guys' anatomy too. It's just the way the nature works, right? Like we don't know each other's bodies as well. And we can only get better at knowing. But I do want to commend that. And all right, so so one of her daughters has a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning because she has a Y infection and possibly I think I can say this, it's 3 letters, U, and then the wrapper TI. Monostat cream has helped a lot with the irritation, but it still burns when she goes to the bathroom. I told my dad to buy some cranberry pills and some witch hazel wipes to help her until we could get her for another appointment. I think this part I can unblur. Last night, I got a call from my dad after he went back from the store. The conversation went like this. Dad says, so I picked up the pills and got her some alcohol wipes as well. Alcohol wipes? Dude, I mean, poor guy. He's a 75-year-old. He's just helping out. But it's funny because she literally did not say alcohol wipes. Okay, so she says, alcohol wipes? Dad says, yeah, alcohol wipes. She says, what's the alcohol wipes for? And her dad says, for M's infection. Like, that's what you need, right? You're telling me you bought alcohol wipes on her to use on her, you know? And then the dad goes, well, yeah, I thought it would help kill the germs. I mean, that's kind of cute. Like, it's a 75-year-old. Like, he probably didn't know. So then OP goes, Dad, you never put alcohol anywhere near that area. It's a mucous membrane and it's going to burn, dry out the skin, or make it worse. Dad, sigh. Away from the speaker, phone speaker. Stop. Put them back. Oh no, she was about to do it. After that, I advised him to reduce her juice intake and dilute whatever she does get for breakfast when he goes back to the store to look for an actual witch hazel wipes, which to be honest, I don't know what that is. So I'm kind of clueless too. I just know that you can't put certain things because it's, well, in both male and female like parts, like there is, especially female though. I just know this from girlfriends of mine saying how sensitive the women's anatomy is versus a male's anatomy. But we still have to be careful as guys too. We can still get stuff too. But a woman's anatomy is like even more. And then like, I remember in college, one of my idiot friends, sorry, this is a tangent. One of my idiot friends did stuff with someone and like consensually, they were just, you know, doing college stuff. And you know, they used something that should never, ever, ever be used as a, how do I say this? You know, when you put like car lube on for tires or whatever. So he used lotion, and that was the dumbest thing ever. And you guys can fill in the blanks on what probably happened from there. But anyways, so he says, thank goodness he called me before she went to the toilet with those wipes. Oh, okay, so she didn't actually go through. Thank God. Poor kid would have been hollering for an hour, and I wouldn't have been able to be there if it happened. Wow, that's a cute, innocent, but like almost could have been really bad story. Someone said, I once mistakenly used an alcohol wipe-based antiseptic wipe in a portable toilet outside the Eiffel Tower. My husband and I looked stunned when I walked out. Oh, wait, no. Her husband said that she looked stunned when she walked out. I bet. Now, whenever I see that iconic landmark, I remember my scorched body. ETA, clearly, these things need better labeling. The circle and bar over what? Yeah, I feel like products should be more user-friendly for everyone, but it also, I feel like all genders and all this and both sexes and all the genders should be more educated at least a base level of everybody, so everybody has at least like some form of understanding. But if products did have a more user-friendly like baseline level, it would help a lot. An example of this, and I knew this because I literally learned this like 2 years ago. I think, no, 3 years ago when I had my ex, and I was buying tampons, and I found out that like the sizes of the tampon is not the size of it, guys. And guys, a lot of guys don't know that. I didn't know that until then. And it's just like how much time of the month it is. I'm trying really hard to tread really lightly, guys. All right, let's get back to reading though. All right, I think I can read this one without censoring. This one says, man tries to correct a woman on her anatomy. So we're on Instagram comments, and someone says on a post, that's nonsense. I'm assuming this is the guy. Yeah. Egg cells are produced by your mother every month. That's not how it works, buddy. Dude, I even know that. And then so the guy says egg cells are produced by your mother every month, but for sure not before she is in her puberty. What? All right, and then a girl comments on that. Ha ha ha, please tell me that you were kidding and don't actually think that. Did you really try to correct a woman on her anatomy? Okay, so I'm guessing the original post was on that. A woman is born with all the eggs she will ever get. A woman's eggs count declines slowly over her life. Dude, at least try before you think Try and think before you speak. Yeah, come on. That's like, I don't want to like crap on anyone specifically, but like that is kind of baseline education in terms of like this field. And I know that just because, well, obviously most of my life I grew up with women, but also like that's something that you're supposed to know. Because guys, the difference with us is we can just keep going. There is a decline after you hit a certain point in terms of peak testosterone and stuff like that. And that, you know, that impacts our energy levels, a lot of things. But for the most part, we can produce unless we become completely sterile. But women, they're born with a certain amount of egg. And like, even if you just Googled it, let's Google this. Do women produce more eggs? And then you instantly, first line says, no, women do not produce more eggs. Like that's like baseline level. That's what I'm saying. Everyone should have a baseline knowledge of things. But sadly, we live in a world where this is not emphasized. But yeah, so I mean, that's why it's a whole like, that's the whole emphasis on why women like have a timeline, quote unquote, versus a guy. I mean, look at, who is it? The actor, the old actor who got like, has a kid super late. Oh yeah, Robert De Niro at 79 years old. This dude pumped out another one, bro. He was on that DJ Khaled with it, bro. How old was his wife or baby mama? Or I don't know his situation. Mother Tiffany Chen. How old is she? Look at my cat climbing on my shoulder. Who is it? It's Cloud. What's up, buddy? How do you feel about, you know, the education system of intimate relations? Wait, how old is Tiffany? Sorry, we're going on a tangent. She's 45. Wow, interesting. Okay, that makes some sense. But 80 is crazy. Imagine being a father at 80, dude. Like, I would kind of feel bad because, like, I wouldn't be able to really raise that kid well. Luckily, he's got money, but still, like, you won't be able to bond with him at all or her. Like, man, that is weird. What's up, dude? Just staring at. All right, I'm gonna keep this blurred just in case, but we have someone on Reddit, and well, first the subject says a woman's egg is dead, and then a man on some subreddit commented saying, "Well, if you want to get technical, a woman's egg is unalive. It has no life at all until a man's sperm cell, which is alive, swims up to the egg and punches through it." What is this, a Floyd Mayweather fight? That's not how it works at all, dude. There is an episode of Family Guy that even describes this. That's crazy that you don't know. So basically, and he continues and says, so basically women just carry eggs that aren't alive until fertilized at which point the woman becomes a semi-viable host for the... Yeah, that's not how it works, Bo. Yeah, that's some bad women's anatomy. And also, I think our cells don't even instantly die if it touches air, no? I don't know. I could be wrong about that part, but let's read the comments. It says, last time I checked, all human cells are alive, as in the definition of a cell, with an exception of like outer skin layers, I guess. Semi-viable host? What? Crazy how some men absolutely want to be the one giving the life, even though then won't go through pregnancy or give birth at all. Yeah, that is interesting. Could be an ego thing. It could, I don't know. I think it's just like, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it's just such like a big deal of pride for certain guys to have that claim. I think of it as to produce a human being, in my opinion, I think it's very 50-50 to producing them. Now, as soon as you're done with the first step of creation, a woman's role is literally like most of it. After the creation, you guys have to do everything. We don't really we got to support you, but that's like all we can really do. It's just the way our anatomies are, huh? It's silly what guys want to take claim. Okay, I think I can blur, I don't have to blur this whole one, but the subject says, I have small melons and plenty of my fancy bras require 3 claps. Referring to this post or meme that someone posted, and I can unblur right here. It says, it has 3 different bra straps, and it says 3 levels, easy, medium, and hard. And then a girl actually commented and said, harder the challenge, bigger the prize. And that isn't how it works. And like, I believe it or not, I actually kind of knew that. I mean, the bra like front size, obviously does kind of matter. But then even then, there are some illusions with it because there's some that are padded more than others. And then some are like the push-ups. God, I don't even know why I know this, man. Tell me. But as a straight dude, I probably know way too much. But yeah, dude. So like I've actually, if I'm being 100% honest, I've never even seen this first bra. Easy. I have experienced medium and hard bras in terms of like, obviously when things are happening and then, you clipping them, whatever. You guys can fill in the imagination. But hard ones are funny because sometimes you'll do it and you're like trying to struggle for that last piece. There's always that one last notch. That's like, yeah. I also remember watching like a teen show. God, I can't remember what it was. If it was Skins, it was one of those shows like on MTV. Honestly, it might be Hard Times of RJ Berger. And they reference like every guy's first time trying to take off one. And it's like always such a goofy experience. And like, luckily my first time, I think I just got lucky, but a lot of guys I can figure it, if you never dealt with notches like this, it's going to be complicated, especially if you're using a hard one. But yeah, long story short, that's not how it works. The difficulty of the bra does not dictate anything in terms of the fruit size. Big prize, no claps, sport bra. Yeah, that's another one. Sports bras are literally can be used for big ones, and you won't even be able to tell. Yeah. All right. Move on. I don't know how risky this one is. I'm just going to keep it blurred just in case. So the subject says, not even r/cleaning tips is safe. I don't need a man to mansplain women's cycles. Ugh. Okay, let's see how bad it is. As a guy, I'll see if I can have his back. All right, so we've got on a post, and the original post was 2 zebra print chairs. That is wild. And the original post subject was totally gross designer chairs. And then it has something that you can't see because it's, blocked or like ... All right. And then someone comments on this chair post and says, I agree. I never met a woman whom bled through the top of this area that I'm pointing at. Sorry, I can't say it. Well, I think I can. Like the head, right? Like the head. I can say that. I've never met a woman who've bled through. Okay. However, when a woman is in her time of the month and, it's coming out, you can never be certain what is going to come out of their head or their mouth and how they will behave. What? What the hell? Okay, he's got some bad experience in his life and it traumatized him. And then he continues and says, I do have sympathy for women, as I know they have to deal with this every month, and for some, it can be a quite unpleasant time. Okay. It is made so much worse by the fact that they know this will continue until menopause, and that can bring even more severe health issues. What? Okay, first off, this is on a post about a zebra chair, like a zebra print chair, okay? And his second paragraph on you can never tell what is going to come out of their or mouth. Like what? Like I'm trying to understand his logic and I just can't. Cause like, okay, I have a family member that it is a big deal. We know when it is her time of the month, it is bad for them. Like cramps, all of it, dude. And like, she's in a bad mood, 100%. So we know to be like extra like, oh, and she's, grown up to the point where she knows, not grown up, but like she's got experience enough to know like, oh, I could be acting this way extra in all like dramaticness and stuff because it could be the time. So she like usually kind of waits it out before like really serious conversations. So like maybe that like, cause if you're as a dude, you're getting like gut punched and freaking like cramping, but like stomach ache pain, you're going to be in a pissy mood. So if that's what you mean, like you never know if they're going to be in a pissy mood. That could be where he's trying to get at, but at the same time, not all girls are like that. My sister kind of is, but like I've met women that are not bad and I've met women that are. So To each their own. And then someone comments on that and says, your second paragraph is uncalled for and a ridiculous thing to say. And then he comments back and says, I disagree strongly. The hormonal effects of the time of the month can indeed make a woman less patient, more emotional, more irritable, argumentative, and mood swings can often occur at that time. I mean, I'm trying to understand it because like I don't know if it's a hormonal thing. I've experienced it where there's certain girls that are more irritable, 100%, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a majority. Someone enlighten me in the comments, please. And then I want to read, he continues, he keeps going. He says, I do indeed have sympathy for women who have to endure this every month, white knight. And then he says, it is an indisputable fact that some women go through a lot of discomfort at this time, and this can cause nerves to fray, and the hormonal effects can be quite bad on some women and can cause trouble when they become shrews and even become more violent. However, I do acknowledge that most women endure this time without too much difficulty. Okay. Today's medical treatments mean that most women are able to reduce symptoms to a manageable level. Let's read the comments because at this point, I don't even know. I know that the first thing he said was goofy. I don't know for the second one. Someone says medical treatments. What is he even talking about? I mean, if it's making the time of the month women not end up in this person's eyes psychotic, I'm guessing THC or maybe acid. No, I'm not. This is purely satire. Okay. I want to read an actual comment that can give me some insight on this. Someone said, no, he's right. I transform into a shrew, a la animorph, and attack people's ankles on my time of the month. The way he refers to women is so strange. Like, yeah, people during their time of the month can get mood swings or whatever, but he's referring to us like untamed animals. Yeah, so like there was some truth in what he said, but the way he said it was definitely very silly. And even I am finding it hard to defend him. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments for that one. I might be clueless on that one. Let's move to the next one though. This one says there's more to life than birthing a human being. No, children. And that was the subject. And it says, my sister got her first time of the month yesterday and had the puberty talk with my dad. Oh God, here we go. Let's see what he said. Yet my dad didn't tell her about PMS, even though he knows what PMS is or how to take care of herself. No, all she got told is that this is going to happen once a month and that now she is going to be able to have kids until she's old. I can't imagine like being a dad and just telling a kid that's kind of scary, no? Like you're not giving them all that, because then now they're gonna be like, when it happens, they're not gonna know like, oh my God, Dad, you told me it was just supposed to be this. I'm gonna continue reading this. I think I might be able to unblur this. Yeah, we're talking about pretty safe stuff. I'm gonna unblur it. Then when she's an old lady and she no longer has her, period, she'll no longer have kids. That's all he told her. Most of the talk revolved around this. She's 8. Whoa! I understand that knowing this is important, but he should have also told her about everything else, like the cramps, mood swings, etc. Edit. Yes, everyone. I do plan on telling her what I know, and thank you all for helping me learn more too. My parents educated me even less about it. And while I did learn things from the internet, I still didn't know much. Thank you for your help. This was mostly me venting about my dad deciding to only talk about pregnancy with my sister. That's so silly. Yes, because we are all just emotionless baby machines. Yeah, that's silly. And, I have a quick story time before we move on to the last one. As an Asian, traditional Asian, like we came to America when I was 1 year old. So like my parents, we lived different cultures. Like they grew up in Vietnam. I grew up here. So it's, I'm kind of like a first gen. And so we never had this talk. We never talked about puberty. We never talked about any of it. And they didn't talk about it with my sister either. Maybe my mom talked about it to my sister, but I got no talks about anything, bro. And like, I remember the first time that they found out I was just like active. And by they, I mean my mom. Like I don't even think my dad just assumed one day that like, oh yeah, he's probably like, there was no conversation on it. And it's just like, I guess my parents just like trusted that I would learn and figure it out. But it's just so silly. And, you know, I'm thankful and I'm blessed that, you know, I did end up learning through many trial and error. I'm just playing. I did end up learning eventually through like friends and like online Reddit and stuff. But, you know, that's probably not the best source. I mean, look at this, dude. But yeah, I don't know. It's just always funny for me to think about that and then think about like whenever I have kids and I talk to them about it, it's going to be so different. I'm not going to even know what the freak to say or like how to say it. I know what to say. I just don't know how and when. Yeah. Especially if it's a girl. Cause like, I feel like that's going to be, I'm going to have to tap in my future wife or sister or whoever, woman influence. All right, let's read this one. Yeah, I can unblur this one. Says, someone on the subreddit needs to look through the posts and comments more. Okay. Someone on this subreddit said, PMS doesn't exist. It's propaganda from the patriarchy. What? And then someone commented on that and said, PMS does exist. It's basically the mood swings, cravings, cramps, bloating, all of it that is coming from the time of the month. Why would it not exist if everyone has talked about it? Like, that's like saying, it's like saying wearing sandals or no, wearing flip-flops with socks is normal. It's not normal because everyone talks about how it's not normal. So if you're doing it, it's goofy. Oh, yeah. That's the opposite way, but same thing. You guys get the gist. And then the same guy comments and says, the idea of PMS perpetuates that women are emotionally volatile and in perpetuate mood swings. All this stuff is normal. No, I don't think it, just because PMS is a thing doesn't mean that all women are like that. No, 100% not. It also varies. I think PMS is more of a blanket term, no? So PMS or premenstrual syndrome is a condition that, wait, I think I can unblur this. Yeah. Is a condition that many women in the days or weeks before their time of the month, it is characterized by a combination of physical and emotional symptoms, including, so there's like a ton of symptoms. So it is kind of like a blanket term in terms of everything. Like anything and everything that could happen right before, right? It's like having a cold. You could have a lot of things that are in the cold symptoms. Yeah, but cold's not even a good explanation because this one's even more broad than that, I feel like. Man, someone comments saying, man, this is like PPD doesn't exist. Hormones affects the body and the brain. It's a testable and proven fact. I wish this was true. The problem isn't the term PMS or its related symptoms. The problem is that invalidating attitude it provokes in others. Yeah, man, that sucks. Like, I can't even imagine as dudes if every month we had to deal with something that would literally nerf us and could cause a mood swing or something. Like, that would suck. I can't imagine that. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's got to deal with that shit. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. I love you guys. And if you are a Patreon member, I'll see you guys on the Patreon. I'm going to do an extra like 10 to 20 minutes there. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.